Hello, my name's Sam Lapping, and in this video I'll be showing off Virtual Perspective, a game which I've made in the Unreal 4 engine. Currently I'm standing in the level hub for Virtual Perspective. This is the world where the player can choose levels or access levels that they unlock later into the game, such as level 2, 3, 4, 5. Currently level 1 is open to us, so I shall open the door and complete it. So level 1 focuses on introducing the player to the main mechanic of the game. If the player does not immediately interact with the power cell here, they will come up there and see the only other thing on the wall, which is a switch. Try to make it stand out as much as possible with those glowing edges, so it's very obvious that it needs to be interacted with. Clicking on it does nothing. It's also a nice little decorative room there. So eventually the player will find that they can click on the power cell and pick it up. Then they should find out that moving it onto the kill walls destroys it. So they'll be faced with getting it up the staircase. But I've also designed the level so that it kind of solves itself towards the solution. So you walk like that, block the vision to it, so your camera misses the kill wall. So you just repeat the process but backwards and complete the level. So now level 2 is unlocked on the right hand side and the doors become blue, and level 1 is completed with green lights, and it's also available in the user interface here. So I'll click on this and it'll quickly take me to level 1 so I can replay the level if I wanted to, or just take a look around. There's also one to get back to the hub world. So I'll start level 2. Now level 2 is a bit more complicated than level 1, and also introduces the player playing with different rooms, windows and perspectives. So the only obvious solution right now is to move it onto the switch, which opens this door. And now the player will need to find a way to open this door, but in the starting room there's also a switch. And through here there's another switch, but the player is only able to get this to here by going through that doorway there. And what I just did was zoom. It's accessible by left trigger on the controller or right click on the mouse, and it slows down sensitivity and also makes it a lot easier to pick up the power cell at long range, so it's easier to see. So I need to get the power cell through this window onto that switch. So this pillar's been placed there on purpose. Go like that and place it on the switch, which opens this door. Now this door has been designed to stay open permanently because it can kind of lock the player in the level. If you destroy the power cell now, that door would close and the power cell would be unretrievable because it restarts in this location only. But also destroying the power cell in this room, so if you're finding this bit too difficult, it restarts the power cell over there, because if you're trying to get the power cell from that switch to that switch, it can be quite difficult if you've never played the game before or you're just finding it difficult. It also allows the player to do this and skip most of the difficult part of the level. But if you would like to do it the normal way, or have been able to get it as far as you have, move on to here, move on to here, pretend we've just opened that door again, and now you have to find a way to get through this level. There's quite a few different ways to do it. You can place it on there like that, place it on there, move it around, put it on there, like that, that'll finish the level. Or you can, I'll play it back, you can go along here, like this, and also get it through here, place it on there, move it around. There's just a nice different ways to complete each level. Right, so level 2 is completed. It's also been unlocked in the main menu again. There's also the other level section which we'll get to soon. So I could quickly teleport to the level I've just done. So I'm back at level 2, back at the hub world. So I'll go and start level 3. Right, level 3 is quite a bit more complicated than level 2 and level 1. and it introduces the player to a more complicated mechanic. Just more complicated and more detailed and challenging. There's quite a lot more obstacles in the start-up area, and there's a lot bigger room in the second section where the player has to open that staircase there because there's no bottom for the staircase, and they'll have to search for the switch for a little while, but I know the switch is down there. So to get through the first part of a level, pick up this power cell like this, move it upwards, just swap to using the controller, it's nice and smooth. So carefully move it on here like that. That's why the staircase was provided, to give the player a nice angle through there. So pick up the power cell, move it down. Oops. Just gotta try that again. Now the power cell is destroyed by collision. So any part of the circle touches it at all, it will be completely deleted and reset. It's not based on like the center of the camera at all, it's based on the power cell. So it can be quite difficult sometimes to do really tight navigation through a level. So I'll just resolve this bit of the puzzle again. Be a bit more careful this time to line myself up, pull it down. Sensitivity is quite low of a controller to make it really easy to navigate. Just let go over here. You got to be quite careful when you go around corners because they can sometimes just be obstacles on the other side. So if I was quickly moving that around the corner, I'd hit that by accident if I was going quite fast. So it's always nice to drop it around corners like that. So now I need to find a way to get it under there. My quick, easy way that I use myself is placing it like that, moving it across there, down to there. But I'll use the longer way, which I've designed as well. Just move it down to there. You can also move it onto any part of this wall, across there and then down the staircase. So now you want to move it across and round, like so. And that also provides a nice way to access that wall. Activating the switch opens the stairs. Just walk up the stairs, and there's the finish switch for a level. Let's move it on and we'll complete this level. Right, now level 4 is unlocked. Just go to level 4. These are also being unlocked again in the user interface, so I can quickly swap between whenever I feel like. There's also a control scheme and resolution settings. Currently I'm at 1920 by 1080 in full screen, and there's also a button that resets your progress. That resets all of these levels back to their red state, so that'll become red, 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 and the level down there will become blue. So that's just a nice way to reset the game if you want to play through again. So this level is a bit more complicated than all the other levels again, with ramping difficulty. It's quite a small room, but it can be quite complicated with the amount of obstacles in the room. So the first switch is here, and again there's a nice shiny wall where the staircase will come from. And we need to get it onto there, so we can go through that way, like that, if we wanted to. But I'll go this way. So just move it onto that wall over there, like that. Walk around, make sure you angle it right, like that. There we go, staircase. So now the player needs to find out where they need to go next. You keep walking around, see a doorway, it's the next objective. And I also highlighted that wall corner a bit with a different material in the gap, and I also placed a light so it's extremely obvious there's a gap there, because without the lighting and different material it was quite difficult to tell there was something there. So now we need to get that onto there, but the only way to do so is to go back around here. There might be another way to do it again, I'm not quite sure. You could also go like that. It's a solution that I never noticed before, I've just seen it now whilst I'm recording this. Let's bring it down with the controller again and bring it with me. You can also walk around without moving the camera, you can just move yourself, which moves it around. That's also a nice quick way to get around the level. place it up like that carefully, walk around, zoom in, grab it, and there we go. If you're bringing it on that wall, you'd bring it down like that, up and around, across the wall and then there again. And there's the finish switch. Let's grab it again. Be careful not to hit this. Move it across. There we go. Now level 5 is unlocked, and level 4 is also available on the user interface. So if I'm going to pause the game quickly, there's all the levels that are unlocked, and Sector 2 is through this door, which is why it's slightly differently designed. So the lights turn green, and it should be unlocked now. Yes, you can quickly teleport to it, and the switch here is also available. So with Sector 2, I tried to change it up quite a lot because it's sort of story related to the game. It's another test subject who also started here. So if another player or test subject in the story was to start here, this was also very similar to the world I started in, but as you can see, things have obviously gone quite wrong. So through here, there's just the room that you couldn't get into before. Through there's just some finished text, but to get into that room you have to finish all the levels. So I'll quickly go up there. So this computer over here is interactable. Get a bit closer. There we go. I complete all levels. So you need to complete that level and that level so far as this computer is not interactable and the other doors are a little bit broken. I'll just go have a quick look. So this level got some creepy sounds inside, and it's just completely black on the inside apart from a bit of reflection on the glass. And this level up here, just go take a quick look. The switch is missing and the door's a little bit broken, and there's a switch on the floor, just completely powerless with no lights or anything. So I'll go and start at level 5. And also you can see the little logo's been knocked over. It's quite a nice touch, I thought. So we'll go through. This level is very complicated compared to most of the other levels we've played. It's very tight areas, so it can be quite hard to navigate it around, but we'll start off by moving on to there, which opens this door, which stays open permanently, as you can see. And now I need to get it through here, or through here, or through here, and through here, and get across this room, and there's the finish switch. So it's quite a difficult level in comparison to all the other levels in the game so far. Let's walk way back, and there's a gap there. It's also a different way to do it. Going like that, it's also a nice way, speedrunny way to do it if you want to do it quickly. Now we need to lift it up, get the controller again. Move it across, and move it down. Now we need to get it onto here quickly, like that. Stay with it. Stay with it. There we go. That's quite difficult. I had to change the speed of that quite a lot to make it achievable to actually do, because it was quite difficult. Now we need to get it off here to there and across there. Now we're through here. You can either go left or right. I'll just go right because I'm already here. And now the only way to get through this bit is that spinning pillar there. So one way you could do it is keep your finger on it like that. Whilst holding the cell, go around with it, but I prefer to just jump over like this, wait for it to go, like that, nice and quick. So now we need to get it into there, angle ourselves properly, and drop it in, like that. So now level 5 should be completed on the right hand side. Yep, the door's green, and the level 6 there has been unlocked. It's a nice little animation I put for the door because it's a little bit damaged. Also a sound of sparks. It's quite nice. This is the final level in my game, and it introduces a different mechanic to the use of the power cell. So the player starts facing this power cell, but can't access it, and you can't walk to it because there's a piece of glass in the way. And you can see on the wall there's green strips, one there, and through there. And now you can move this. But the power cell gets destroyed, but it's not touching anything. If I turn around, look at that, move it down, look at that, it's moving with me. So these green strips are placed here as a guide to try and link the two together, to make it a bit more obvious that that is the same as that, and that power cell is always in the same place as this one. So I'll move it through. That door opens, because it's been placed on that switch. Now the player might think they need to take the power cell with them through this doorway, but there's no way to do so. You can place it like that, but you can't get it anywhere in this because there's a big box around it. And this is a bit more complicated of the first room. So over there there's guide strips, but over here there's a bit less guide strips compared to the first room. So I'll start off by playing. Go through there. Go through there, because they were demonstrated on that side of the wall. These are both spinning at the same angle at the same time. And just quickly go underneath it. Go through here. Now it gets a bit tricky, you've got to keep looking backwards and forwards. So if I go up, that should be safe to move across to here. So move that across to here. Now I need to go down and just straight across. So I watch this quickly. It should be safe to go straight across the bottom as long as I don't go up at all. So I'll go like this, move it across, and the other cell should be right with me. Yep, ready to be placed on the switch. So that's all the levels so far added into the game completed. Levels 1 to 6. But now that computer up there has turned on and started flashing, which means it's interactable. Hopefully that will catch the attention of a player. That computer over there, status missing, bit story context. It's also got range limit that I was shown earlier. But now when we press it, door opens and screen turns green. And now in the last level there was nothing here, but now the glass has been removed. And I've readjusted the pipe angle, so if the player was to walk along here carefully, and walk along here, and jump in, here's the finish room which I've just added to Virtual Perspective. So thank you for playing Virtual Perspective, you finished all the available content. Now if I was to add a different section to this part of the level, so if I was going to add a sector 3, I'd also complete these levels first before I made a sector 3. You'd access a sector 3 through here, and it will take you to a vastly different world than this one, and this one. It would definitely be changed up if you went through to sector 3 up there. So I'll just go back to here, and you can see all the levels are completed. I'll just jump through, so I can quickly access all the levels again, and I shall reset my progress. So there we go, now I'm back to level 1 and all the levels are locked again. So this is all the content in Virtual Perspective so far. Thanks for watching, goodbye.